What's up everybody, welcome back to Simply Car Things. Thank you for tuning into yet another video today, and judging by the title of this video, I assume many of you watching are looking to pick up a BMW M235i or an M240i in the secondhand market. These are great vehicles to look into. They offer the perfect blend between a sports car and a daily driver. They're very comfortable, very practical, and there's a lot of benefits that go with picking up one of these cars in the secondhand market. With that being said, what are some of the best model years to go for when it comes to the M235i and the M240i? So the production span of the BMW M235 and M240 started out in 2014 with the introduction of the M235i, which was actually BMW's first M performance model that kind of broke off from the normal M car lineup. It was very controversial in that sense because people weren't really sure if this was an actual M car or if it was like a half-baked M car, some watered down version. Turned out to be a really awesome and fun sports car by the standards of many people. To break it down, we need to look at the M235i and the M240i. The M235 was produced from 2014 all the way up until 2016 being the last model years. So technically speaking, it's about a 3-year production run, and within that time, there really weren't a whole lot of changes. Within 2014, with the introduction of the M235i, this car featured the N55 3-liter inline-6 turbo engine. It was the first M performance vehicle, as I stated previously, and it got pretty good reviews overall from a lot of critics. And throughout those years, a whole lot didn't really change to the car or the platform itself. In 2015, BMW started rolling out the M235s with the removal of a lot of M badges on the side of the fenders and in just many other areas of the car. And then in 2016, BMW added some extremely minor bits to sort of gloss out the interior. They added some piano black accents on the center console, whereas in the 15 and 14 models, those stayed as sort of a matte black plastic finish. And in addition, the Idrive system received a very minor update. Certain UI changes were made, and that's about it in terms of the largest differences or most notable differences. So within the M235i span, nothing really changed, to be quite frank. And most of these cars are pretty good. They don't really have any major issues or hiccups or flaws. Yeah, they have plastic charge pipes which can blow pretty easily. In fact, I've actually made a common N55 issues video that I'll link right up here at the top, so you guys can check that out. But for the most part, it's a very solid and overall reliable platform. 2017 is where things really started to change for the 2 Series. So BMW broke off from the M235i, they retired the N55 platform on the M235, and they introduced the M240i. It was a big rebranding, so all 40i models, 340i, 440, etc., would now be equipped with BMW's newly introduced B58 engine, which came with a lot of upgrades and benefits. And if you guys want to know a little bit more about the B58, I'll also link a video right up here at the top. In terms of the overall exterior and interior design of the M240i, nothing really changed for the 2017 model years. Overall, the cars looked practically identical. The headlights, the taillights, the body design, the interior design, everything was basically the same. The biggest differences obviously came with the power plant change and the badge being changed to an M240. The B58 introduction and the rebranding of the car essentially were the biggest differences, and with an entirely new powertrain, that is a pretty big difference to note. So the M240 definitely changed things in 2017 for the 2 Series. For the 2017 model year, BMW also updated the Idrive system on the screen. So what you currently see for Idrive in the M240s was introduced in 2017, and so 2016 and before that, they used the older version of Idrive. Not that it's a bad system by any means, but the Idrive infotainment UI and design was changed fairly significantly for the model year of 2017, and that has pretty much lasted up until today. Now, with the 2018 model years and up, BMW introduced a dramatic refresh, an LCI variant, if you will, a life cycle impulse, in which the 2 Series got dramatically refreshed in a number of ways. In fact, we got newly redesigned DRL with the option to fit fully adaptive headlights on the vehicle as well. The taillights got changed. The taillight design looks a little bit different, a little bit nicer and sharper overall. Some new wheels were introduced for the M240i platform. And on the interior, the whole dashboard actually got a slight redesign and revision. In fact, where the glove box area is, the overall design was changed up just a little bit, which I'll be displaying some images just to sort of illustrate those differences that I'm speaking of. The center console was changed up a little bit, slimmed down a little, just to make everything look a tad bit more modern and ergonomical. And within the gauge cluster as well, we saw some pretty nice differences. The switch to a sort of hybrid digital / analog gauge setup. So what's the best model year to get? Well, really, to be quite frank, there really isn't a specific model year. They're all really, really good cars. The M235i had a great run in terms of durability. It scored very high on a number of different automotive ratings. And with my personal experience of owning an M235i as well, it's been really good to me, and I've really thoroughly enjoyed this car quite a bit. And with the M240i, a lot of stories that I hear so far are pretty positive. That's not to say that the M240 doesn't have issues. The B58, some people have had some slight hiccups with it, but I think the overall sentiment towards the B58 is pretty strong at the moment, especially with the introduction of this motor inside the Toyota Supra. The fact that Toyota is willing to essentially play a hand in the development of this engine and then use it within their own Supra speaks a lot to the durability and reliability of this engine. Now, we have yet to see how this B58 motor will hold up in the long term. There really aren't many cars that have exceeded the 100,000 mile barrier and beyond that, so everything's kind of up in the air in that sense. But overall, so far, like I was saying, the sentiment and the overall viewpoint on the B58 is very positive. So what's the best model year to go with? Well, entirely it's up to preference. I mean, if you can get the latest version, then definitely go for that if that's within your budget. If not, if you can only afford something like a 2014 or 2015 M235i, there's nothing wrong with that either. To be quite frank, they're all pretty good cars with a very, relatively speaking, low list of issues and durability problems. So unlike a 335i or many other different models within BMW's lineup, the 2 Series has been pretty strong and has a very solid history to back itself up. And I think as a sports car, many of you guys will come to really enjoy that aspect and that peace of mind of ownership. So go in, find what you can afford, look out for some good deals, get the car and the spec that you really want. I think this is honestly one of the most straightforward answers I've been able to provide regarding a BMW on this channel. And so that's something that I personally really think is a good thing. And with all that being said, here's to a number of years with enjoyable ownership of these cars. And I hope you guys have the same ownership experience that I've had so far, which has been fantastic. So with all that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. If you can give me a thumbs up as well as subscribe to the channel. If you are new here, click that subscribe button and hit those bell notifications down below. Would really appreciate that. I'll catch you guys all in the next one. Take it easy.